the biggest news I would say of the week in terms of Russian domestic news was that the transport minister took his own life, according to official reports. However, the circumstances are definitely suspicious. I did my best in the news report to cover the absolute basics, but that was sort of a like filtered, it obviously the sources are in Russia, and what I presented was the Western media filtering through the Russian media reports. So it's I think that the basics were solid, but obviously it's a much bigger story in Russia, and all the sources are in Russian. And Stanimir's looked at what's been going on in terms of the Russian media and what the Russians are saying about all this. So I don't want to say it's not a surprise that it happened. Something that Stanimir pointed out, we were talking about, was that like this guy's really high level, and this type of if it wasn't him deciding to end his own situation, then taking this guy out would be one of the highest level guys that have been taken out in Russia since like a much earlier period, a much darker period in Russia.
Yeah, it's since 1991, and it was back when it was the Soviet Union. That was the last time a similar thing happened.
Yeah, like we talk about guys falling out of windows all the time, but it's not usually guys like this well connected and this high up. That's pretty unprecedented in modern Russian history, post the chaos of the Soviet Union, or the end of the Soviet Union. So yeah, I don't know. I think we talked a little bit last week about like the sort of the fact that there are failures going on right now in terms of the prosecution of the war, and in terms of Russia's domestic economy. Fingers are being pointed, blame is being assigned. And this is one way that, I don't know, the system is becoming more closed in, more narrow minded, I think. And we're going to see more stuff like this. Like, I think it's clear from the general tone of what's going on that this is part of a larger systemic shift where Russia is moving back toward a more, I don't know, chaotic way of running things, I guess.
There have been studies that show that the current level of repression within Russia hasn't been this high since the times of Stalin, and it's not exactly Stalinism because it's way lower than the repression and purges then, but it's much higher than all the other periods of the Soviet Union and Russia before that. Well, Russia before that not so much because we don't have stats, but this is an unprecedented level of persecution currently happening in Russia.